Good morning, welcome back to Modern Homestead Alaska. Today it's all about the garden. Welcome to our vlog. If you're new around here, we're the Milnes family. We just moved to Alaska in July. We're building a modern homestead outside of Wasilla, Alaska. That's my awesome husband, Aaron. I am Jessica, a stay-at-home wife and mom, and our second son, Caleb, decided to come with us, along with our daughter, Cody Ann, and the youngest of our family, Wyatt. We brought our two dogs, Tipper and Daisy, and got a new addition, the Alaska dog, Roberto. Okay, so being sick has slowed progress around here to almost a standstill, but we're just gonna slowly kind of get some beds going in the garden area. Obviously won't be my ultimate garden year, but Cody and I are gonna kind of map everything out really quick. Caleb's bringing me some more topsoil. We're gonna build some beds and see what we can't get planted in the garden today. If that's something you're interested in, stick around for a little bit. So today is day 2, trying to get the garden in. Yesterday we got 2 rows of potatoes. So what I've been doing is we just go along and spread out some of the wood chips to kind of level the ground. Eventually all of this will become compost, so we just keep adding soil and compost to it. It'll end up being a good amended garden area. But instead of having like raised beds like what we planned, we just are doing rows this year, so we can kind of figure out what's working and what's not. So I've been just picking up rocks. We have a million everywhere, and then bordering to stop the erosion. So we got the potatoes planted. We have all of the, except for those 3 tomatoes are now in their 5-gallon buckets, which is where they'll stay. And then we use bags for peppers. So it stays cool long enough here that they told us to put the peppers in bags like that, and it keeps their roots warm or warmer, and we should be able to produce some good peppers. The peppers, though, have been outside for a while, and look, they're growing. We have actual peppers. So, look at there. Happy little peppers. So the tomatoes are looking really good. These need to be in pots. Potatoes here, so trying to prevent the erosion, I think they said that. And then Caleb and I are working on this area right here. We're going to use the brooder box since I now have a brooder, and we're going to plant the onions in there tonight, and then use that box after we harvest the onions for garlic for next year, and that way it can kind of stay put someplace. So one little chunk of the garden put in at a time. So here we go. It is really warm out here, but I'll show you what we're doing today before we close the video. So we have just been moving wood chips, one little load at a time. So much work. We got the potatoes in, we got the onions in, and we're just slowly extending the garden area, using the wood chips as compost, and eventually it will be a lush garden area, but we're trying not to like disturb a bunch of the natural vegetation that isn't like, all this is obviously disturbed, but none of this was. And look at, we have all sorts of, is that lupa or lupin? How do you say that? Right over here. In the middle of the pile, we have some wild roses. So we'll have these rose hips. We can harvest those. There's a ton of low bush and high bush cranberries in all of the wild vegetation here. I'll show you. So this waxy plant here is a low bush cranberry. So those will be ready for harvest in the fall after the first frost. So we're trying to keep as much of the natural beauty as we can, and then only garden in this area that was disturbed ground. So let's finish getting one more kind of garden row built up today. So this is our last row that we are putting in and trying to protect. So it'll be for beans and then some of the vegetables that I just picked up. So Caleb and Aaron are working on that. But Caleb built me this today. Ignore all the paint on my hands and stuff. I'm working on that. So we're gonna keep adding some dirt to this, and we got some rhubarb going. Yeah, it's working away around here, trying to get it all done. So we got in what we could get in. Birdo continues to make a mess of it. So cabbage is in, cauliflower, potatoes are growing nicely. Got that in yesterday. The tomatoes are awesome. So we ended up doing a bunch of just the wood chips. So we started gardening here, worked our way around. Thank you for joining us for a garden update today. If you're interested in how we end up growing all of this garden, or how it turns out, whether we survive the dog or not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell so you get notifications. Give us a thumbs up. Leave comments. All those things help the channel to grow. Be in prayer for us that this garden thing actually works and we learn a lot this year. I hope you guys have a blessed week. I hope your garden is growing. Stick around for a little bit. We will catch you in the next video and we will keep you updated on everything going on the homestead.